Right. Welcome. This is live lessons. My name is Brian, and I thought I'd do this segment where I basically take a concept that I teach in my private lessons, but I want to share it here. And we'll just, this can be a reference for some of my students when they want to go back and kind of rewatch what I've taught them. But it's also just something I want to share, because it just, I don't know. I think it'd be fun, huh? So here we go. Today's live lesson is going to be about posture and right hand strumming technique. Now, just a couple things to call out. What I'm showing you is the way that I play the ukulele, right? This is not like it's for the particular style of, what I do. So if you like this kind of like, I strum like that, or sometimes I do the, any kind of like that sort of like fast strumming, or that sort of like that kind of groove based strumming, then stick around. Okay, let me show you how I do that. Okay, so let's start with like how to hold the ukulele. I'm sitting down when I practice, and even sometimes when I perform. But that's what I'm going to show you today, right? When you've got the ukulele, most of the time it's just going to rest in your lap, okay? And from there, of course, it's sort of angled upwards like this. But let me just show you one thing. So some people, right, you'll have both feet flat on the ground, and you'll just have it like this, and it rests in sort of like a balance between your lap and your left hand here. And that's cool, that works. Just be careful if you do this, right? Because if you rely on your left hand here too much, then it's gonna get in the way of being able to, really switch between these chords in a comfortable and a quick manner, So what can you do, right? So one is if you lean back a little bit like this, then now the ukulele kind of rests on your body, and like you've got your arm here to hold it down, right? So you can kind of strum like that. So if you just sit back just a little bit, then you get some strumming going on with your right hand that you don't need your left hand to hold it. Okay. Some other tips. You can take your right leg and rest it on your left knee, so that you've got a little bit of this, arc here that's raising up your ukulele. Again, helping the ukulele to lean against your body, relieving your left hand of having to hold the ukulele here, okay? Well, again, this is just fundamentals. Just like this is how I hold the ukulele when I'm sitting. Last thing, and this may not apply to most people, but if you happen to have a pickup installed, or even like an end pin, like a strap button here, you can put a strap here. You could tie it to your headstock, or you could do what I do, is you could put it there, and then and this even works if you're sitting, then you can just like have it there, and it's gonna be in this sort of like floating position for your right hand to strum, while you've got your left hand free to move through the chords, okay? Just for this lesson, I'm not going to do that, so you know that I'm doing it the same way that most people do it. Okay, that's posture, okay? Let me move on now to like the actual right hand technique and the strumming and like the angle at which I hit some of these chords, right? Let's talk about if the ukulele is here, right? And for one, it's not necessarily like this. I don't hold it like that. It's not parallel to the ground, okay? I've got it at this angle, right? Whatever's comfortable for you. I'm not gonna say it has to be at this here or that high, whatever's comfortable. But what is, useful for your strumming is the angle at which your right hand approaches the strings, okay? So what it's not this. If my ukulele is here and my arm's here, and it's like parallel and like following the line of the neck, that's not really what I'm doing. I'm not strumming like that. it's a little bit hard to maintain control when you're hitting it that way, okay? Rather, if you consider this the 3 o'clock, and of course this is 12 and 6, right? Even if I'm having it at this angle, if you still think this is 3 o'clock, okay? My arm is between 3 and 4 o'clock, okay? It's like at this sort of 3:30 angle. So again, I'm not strumming here at 3 o'clock with the ukulele. I'm strumming here like that. You see how it's at this angle right there? Okay. Now I've got this ability to sort of brush across the strings and come up in a way that's a little bit more relaxing, yeah, to my right hand. Like that. Okay, so now let's talk about how to strum and hit the strings with your right hand, okay? So I've got it slightly angled up here. My hand is not attacking the strings at that parallel angle. It's coming at it in this sort of angle. It's a little bit in that direction, right? My arm is this way. Now, the right hand, here's a technique that I often teach my students. It's like, imagine you're grabbing a doorknob, okay? If you grab a doorknob and then you turn it, right? You see how your forearm is rotating along with your wrist, right? As you turn the doorknob. Imagine now that you're still grabbing that doorknob and you turn it like that, okay? What I'm not doing too much is I'm not actually using my elbow to strum. I don't do that. I do a little bit of elbow movement, a little bit, but what I'm doing more of is I'm actually rotating my wrist, okay? So it's a combination of the two. I know most people that I see, they start here thinking that that's how you strum. Okay, but really it's a little bit of this sort of movement of the elbow, but it's also a twisting of the wrist, okay, like you're grabbing a doorknob. Now, people ask often, what part of my finger am I using to strum, okay? A lot of it on that down strum here, it's actually the sort of front part of the nail, like right here on this part, okay? And so as I strum down, the nail hits, and then as I come back up, this part of my finger is brushing up on the strings, okay? So now I'm just gonna show you, like I've got the C chord here. I'm going to an F, okay? I'm gonna stand up and I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. Look. Here, oh, let's get the focus on my right hand. There we go. You see how my nail is hitting the strings and my finger bed is coming up. Okay, these are all the sort of tidbits that I've started to point out in my students as they strum, which kind of help you to get a little bit more of a relaxed right hand when it comes to strumming, as well as relieving the need in your left hand to hold up the ukulele. You know, if you can get it rested like that, somewhat at an angle, use your arm to brace. Don't follow the neck exactly like this, okay? You want to come at it somewhat at that angle, that 3:30, somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock angle right there. And then you're rotating your wrist along with a little bit of the elbow movement. Okay? That's the key to strumming, you know, for me. That's the key to strumming for me, and that's how I keep it relaxed, okay? So I think that's pretty much it for this. I think that's enough of a thing to practice for this lesson, this live lesson, the inaugural live lesson. And I hope it's useful, you know, for those who are watching this after the fact. Leave some comments. If you like this video, if you find value out of it, give it that thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. And also leave a comment and let me know what are some of the other topics you'd like to learn, you know, that I'm happy to share. I've got some videos in mind about, you know, what makes for a good like right hand? How do you learn all these different like or you know, that kind of like there's a fundamental pattern to the right hand. And I think I might be doing that next. But I'm really interested in sharing kind of like what is it about this style of playing and how it works. Yeah. All right, that's my spiel. I hope you guys enjoy this. We'll see you again for another live lesson. All right, have a good one.